Good evening, everyone. If you're joining us live on the live stream tonight, if you are watching us on YouTube, thank you for finding us. If you like the type of content that you're seeing, feel free to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you're notified every time a new video such as Train Tuesday or Athearn Extra or whatever else we dream up drops into our YouTube channel. We're going to be talking N scale tonight. We're going to be talking HO scale tonight. And we're also going to be talking about some developments within the N scale that has brought what we're going to be talking about tonight into the Genesis realm. Exciting news there. Of course, we will also be talking about the Athearn HO line as well. And then stick around for a few brief updates. We're going to talk briefly about the 2023 holiday photo contest and also talk about a review that just landed in the world of YouTube. But before we get started, let's do what we always do and welcome those who are joining us live. I see Mr. DG Model Works is in the house. Donnie, Chessie, Ronald, Kyle, Elko Steam is here, Mark is here, and Jason is here, just to name a few. Now, like I said, we're going to be talking about the Athearn Genesis N scale ACF 2970 covered hoppers. And then later we'll talk about the HO scale equivalents in the Athearn HO line. So let's do one more round of shout outs and let's get started. I see Brayton, Kyle, Michael, TrainJack16, Ian Frost is here. I see Kyle, Ramsey, and Mr. David Reynolds himself. So thank you for joining us live. I do appreciate it. Now, if you do have questions, try to save those till the end of the presentation. I did get a rather, I believe, angry comment in social media land this past week. If you ask 4 times or more, that doesn't always mean that I'm going to see those questions. I want to let you all know that if I am missing your question, please don't take it personally. It's not that I'm avoiding you. It's probably I am not seeing you. So if you've got a very important question, wait for the Q&A session. I know I can see the live chat going on off to my right. But in order for me to see those questions, try to wait until I can actually devote 100% to the comment section. So without further ado, let's get started on another Train Tuesday filled with model railroad goodness. And we're going to be talking about the Athearn Genesis N scale. This is new. Now, these cars themselves are not new, but they've recently been upgraded to include themselves in the Genesis N scale line, which is all new. Now, a bit of prototype information on these cars. The 2-bay cover hoppers, like you see here, they first entered service in the 1950s. The cars handle loads such as cement, sand, and similar denser bulk commodities. In the 1960s, American Car and Foundry introduced the center flow design. The car's rounded body provided structural strength without the added weight of bracing, as well as making gravity unloading easier. This 2-bay car came in a 2,970 cubic foot capacity, hence the N scale ACF 2970 and later the HO scale equivalent. Now, the car that you see on your screen now, this is from the previous run. This is an Athearn N scale. This was before they were upgraded to Genesis. This is CB&Q car number 183910, representative of a car that was in the mid-1960s era, certainly saw service throughout the Burlington Northern era into the 70s and perhaps even the early 80s. This car itself is item number ATH24662, and the good news is these are in stock at your dealer. So if you'd like to add these to your collection, you can certainly do that. Again, the item number is ATH24662. And again, those are in stock right now. So be sure to see your dealer if you want to add these beautiful CB&Q cars to your collection. Now let's talk about what we're offering for pre-order. And by the way, you have until Friday, December 29th to place your pre-orders on the following cars that we're going to be talking about right now. Now, most of the cars that we're going to be talking about tonight are late 60s into the 70s. However, the first car on your screen is the Chicago Northwestern. This is actually a 1980s scheme. This was a scheme that was requested through our product suggestion email. And the car that you see on the screen here is car number 175017. Now, all of the cars that we're going to be talking about tonight are available as 2 different singles as well as a 3-pack. Now, all of those road numbers are going to be different. You don't have to worry about duplicate road numbers. And so on top of the car that you see on your screen, we're also going to offer a single car, car number 175106. And then the 3-pack will include car numbers 175121, 175155, and 175189. Next is a 1970s era Erie Lackawanna, and this is part of the Prime for Grime series. So this is going to be feature faded paint, some distress, but it's basically a clean work front for you to start from to add your own rust and dust and things of that nature. But they come from the factory pretty much with faded paint and allowing you the great starting point for your weathering creation. Now, this is car number 21350, and we're also going to offer a single car 21377. Now, the 3-pack is going to include car numbers 21378, 21380, and 21385. We're going to stick into the late 1960s with these next 2 cars. First, we've got the Denver Rio Grande. This is a 1967 on up car, so again, you can use these into the 1970s without any issues. This is car number 15993. We also have car number 15995 available separately, and then the 3-pack will include car numbers 15996, 15997, and 15999. Heading over to the central part of the United States in 1969 on up era is the Monon. This is car number 52032. We'll also offer car number 52068. And the 3-pack will include car numbers 52071, 52087, and 52095. Now, I say those numbers because we get a lot of questions whenever we offer additional single cars as well as 3-packs. We want to let you know that there are no duplicates, so you can order all of those cars as well as a 3-pack. That way you can build up your roster of your favorite railroad or mix and match to your delight. Now we're going to go over to Northern Pacific. And this car here is representative of a car that was painted in 1967. You can use it from 67 on up. This is Northern Pacific car number 75005. And we're also going to include car number 75012. The 3-pack for Northern Pacific will include car numbers 75029, 75060, and 75071. Going into the 1970s, we've got the Bay State Milling. This is car number 7. We're also going to feature car number 9, and the 3-pack will include car numbers 10, 12, and 15. And if you're wondering what Bay State Milling uses for reporting marks, it's BSMX. So we've got a little bit of something for everyone. If you're modeling an N scale anywhere between the late 1960s all up into the 1980s, we've got something there for you. And these eras are been extremely popular in both HO scale and N scale. Now let's talk about the features of these new Genesis N scale cars. Now again, the car that you see on your screen now, this is representative of the previous generation. These are available now in hobby shops, but since these current versions are out, they are being upgraded to Athearn Genesis N scale. So let's talk about the features of these cars. All of these cars are going to feature photo etched metal roof walks. They will have detailed outlets. They will include either a round or a trough style hatch based on the prototype, separately applied brake cylinder, valve, and air reservoir with brake plumbing. These will have body mounted McHenry operating scale knuckle couplers. separately applied wire grab irons and brake wheel, machine metal wheels, screw-mounted trucks, cut levers and air hoses, and they're going to be weighted for optimum performance. Now, the minimum radius on these cars is 9 3/4, so they'll work great on any module discipline that you may be a part of, whether it be T-Track, Fremo, or N-Track, as well as most home layouts and club layouts. Now, the MSRP on these models, if you go for the Prime for Grime Erie Lackawanna car, the single car is $36.99. If you go for the 3-pack, they're $94.99. Likewise, if you go for the factory fresh non-Prime for Grime versions, singles are going to run $31.99, while the 3-pack will be $79.99. Now, like I always say, that's MSRP, so contact your dealer for your price. These cars are going to be absolutely spectacular when they come in. You have until Friday the 29th to place your pre-orders, and they will be ready in about 18 months or so. The factory is starting to catch up to the demand, so I'm hoping by the time these guys are in the queue, we'll be back to our normal 18-month lead time. So with that, I'm going to open the floor to N-Scale guys. Any questions about the N-Scale cars? I'll see what's going on out there in the chat. Tom wants to know, air hoses and cut lever bars in N-Scale. Yes, that is going to be the calling card for the Athearn Genesis N-Scale line. That is something that you don't normally see in N-Scale. And yes, these cars will have that. So you can see on this car, it does not have those details. Future versions that we're talking about tonight will have those details. All right, let's segue into the HO scale. And we're going to talk about the Athearn HO. Now, likewise, these are Athearn HO. They are not Genesis. So they're not going to have as many details, namely the cut lever and the air hose, that Genesis models are known for. These are still going to have some nice details, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Now, the car that you see on your screen right now, this is car number 90403, and the reporting marks are NAHX. This car item number is ATH81066, and these are in stock and at your dealer now. So if you really like these cars, go ahead and talk to your dealer now. They are in stock. Again, the item number on this car is ATH81066. Now we're going to be offering the same road numbers in HO that we offer in N scale. Now, if you're an HO scale guy and you're kind of tuning out to the N scale guys, I'll briefly tell you what's available here and what the road numbers are, even though they pretty much mirror the N scale. So we've got the 1980s era Chicago Northwestern. Like the N scale, we're going to offer these in 2 different singles as well as a 3-pack. The first car you see on your screen here is 175017. We're also offering car number 175106. And likewise, the 3-car pack will have car numbers 175121, 175155, and 175189. And again, this is 1980s era Chicago Northwestern. Like the N-Scale guys, you're going to get the Erie Lackawanna Prime for Grime 1970s era. This is car number 21350. You'll have the option of also picking up Prime for Grime version 21377, as well as the Prime for Grime 3-pack, which will include card numbers 21378, 21380, and 21385. If you're a Rio Grande fan, you're in luck. We're going to be offering this in 2 singles as well as a 3-pack. This is a 1967 on up car, so definitely can run this car throughout the 1970s. This is car number 15993, and we'll also include car number 15995. The 3-pack will include road numbers 15996, 15997, and 15999. Likewise, if you're modeling Central Indiana in 1969 on up, here's the Monon. This is car number 52032. And we'll also offer single car number 52068, as well as the 3-pack 52071, 52087, and 52095. Northern Pacific fans in HO, you're in luck. We are going to be offering these cars for you as well. 1967 era, definitely would see these into the Burlington Northern era into the 70s. This is a car number 75005. The other single will be car number 75012. And the 3-pack will include car numbers 75029, 75060, and 75071. And then finally, 1970 on up, Bay State Milling. Car number 7 is shown here. We'll also offer another single car, car number 9. And then the 3-pack will include car numbers 10, 12, and 15. And once again, the reporting marks on that is BSMX. So a little bit about the features on these Athearn HO scale ACF covered hoppers. These are going to also include photo-etched metal roof walks. They will have detailed outlets. Much like the Genesis N-scale ones, they will have the round or the trowel style hatches. That's based on the prototype. And they will also include separately applied brake gear, including the brake wheel, brake cylinder, the valve and air reservoir, as well as wire brake plumbing. Body-mounted McHenry scale knuckle couplers, factory-applied wire grab irons and stirrup steps, precision machined metal wheels with RP25 contours, and screw-mounted trucks. They're going to be weighted, of course, for optimum performance, and since they're those 2 bays, you'll have no problem running those on an 18-inch radius. Now the MSRP on these, the Prime for Grime Erie Lackawanna single car is $54.99. Likewise, the Prime for Grime Erie Lackawanna 3-pack is $139.99. You go for the factory fresh versions, $49.99 for the individual car, and the 3-pack is $124.99. Again, that's MSRP, so contact your dealer for your price. Now these Athearn HO cars, I've said it before, these are great for any level of model railroader. A lot of guys that are into prototype operations really enjoy these cars because they have a lot of detail, but as somebody commented on a Train Tuesday not too long ago, with the absence of the air hose and the cut levers, when you're doing operations and you're using some type of tool or device to disconnect the couplers, you don't have to worry about snagging that cut lever and breaking it off. So these have been very popular with operators. They've got just enough detail, but if you want, you can add those details to your liking. All right, a lot of folks liking this car. If you really like the Corning car, that is a pretty cool car. These are available right now. Stephen Wagner with a great point and something to think about. Cars that carried cement tended to get heavily weathered quite quickly. So the Erie Lackawanna cars are a good candidate for Prime for Grime. That's what we thought, because by the 1970s, these things would have gotten heavily weathered. Do some searches online. You can get some great inspiration. You can see how the concrete puts different stains and different weathering patterns on there. And they're also a lot of fun to weather. So if you've got a industry that uses some type of densely packed commodity such as cement or even sand, think about adding one of these to your roster. Charles Wood says BNSF has these cars also. Yes, I've seen them here in Central Illinois. We have offered them in the past. We may in a future run do another run of the Power Bar BNSF paint scheme ones. Tom says, no cut bars and train line hoses in HO scale. That's okay. Easy enough to add. So there you have it. If you like these cars, but you really like that Genesis detail, you can get the detail parts from other manufacturers and add those to your own liking. I've been waiting for this question. Hey, Jim, is it really necessary to announce the numbers of each individual car? Time to be better on what is soon to be released or info on delayed releases. Thank you. Well, I apologize for that, but for every person that says that, I've got 10 more saying, why don't you say what the numbers are? Briefly, I try to go through those quickly, but briefly, why I do that is so that you know you're not getting any duplicates. You can very easily go over to the website and see those numbers listed as well. But it's just a service. We had a lot of requests for that. So apologize that you don't like that, but keep in mind there's other folks that do. Let's see. I'm going to take one or two more questions on these cars. Coaster, I saw your question. Yeah, it's a little bit off topic, but I'll take it anyways. The new Circus scheme, Western Maryland HO SD40s, will they have lit number boards by chance? Those will not. They are part of the Athearn line, and typically lighted number boards is something that we're slowly adding to the Genesis line. Now, currently, we have some of the more modern locomotives that we've offered with lit number boards, and product development is currently going through other locomotives that we've offered in the past. So eventually, all of the Genesis will have lit number boards. And the Athearn line, those will just have lit headlights, some type of lighting feature based on the prototype, or ditch lights. All right. DN Green 1970. I'm not surprised. I just got the 3-pack of the CB&Q cars for the cement plant on my early BN layout. I see some Northern Pacific cars joining them in the future. Yeah, if you're doing early Burlington Northern, those CB&Q cars that are out now are perfectly perfect fit, and of course those Northern Pacifics will be as well. Anthony's real happy with his Corning Hopper. That's good to hear. Yep, Great Northern had these hoppers too. There's so many different railroads that we can do. We're limited by how many we do each release. So if your favorite car is not in this release, don't worry. It's eventually going to get done at some point. All right. Well, I've got some news here for you that I want to pass along. Now, as you know, and you may have seen on social media, we're running the 2023 Athearn Holiday Photo Contest. It's been a little bit since we've done that. We felt it was time to bring that back. And I want to share a quick video for you, give you some details because time is quickly running out to submit your entries. Hey, Athearn fans, we want to see your holiday photos featuring Athearn products. That means it's time to enter the 2023 Athearn Holiday Photo Contest. Show us how the holidays are celebrated on your layout. All you need to do is snap a picture of a holiday setting featuring Athearn product. Make sure that the image is a JPEG and at least 300 dpi. Then send your picture to athearncontest@horizonhobby.com. Be sure to add your first and last name, mailing address, and phone number. Be sure to get your entry in before midnight Wednesday, December 20th. Then tune in through YouTube or Facebook Live Thursday, December 21st at 7 o'clock p.m. Central. We'll feature our favorite images and also reveal the winner of this year's contest. The winner will be announced on air, and they'll win a brand new Athearn HO scale 50-foot boxcar. For more details, select the link in the video description below. We want to wish all of our Athearn fans good luck, happy holidays from your friends at Athearn. What's going on? Terry says, Chicago Great Western, anything. That's a line I don't hear a lot of comments for. So go ahead and set that into the Athearn product suggestion email. Joseph, good question here. Why aren't the SD40 and the 45-T, or T-2 rather, Genesis quality? There's a few things. In order for those to be Genesis, there's some more engineering that would have to be involved. There'd be some tooling that would have to be involved. There's some dimensions that would need to be corrected on some of the different parts. So basically, in order for us to bring those to Genesis, it would require a lot of work. Is it a ground up type thing? No, but it's pretty close. We have discussed it as a group. It's possible in the future that we may offer those in the Genesis, but for right now, they're gonna rest in the Athearn line. Yes, Michael, I saw your question on social media about a week or so ago. Yes, they are out. They are out. They should be there. Let's see. Stephen. Hello, Jim. Will you be at the Springfield, Massachusetts Big E show in January? I certainly will. And if you're a local to New England, we're going to have something that we're going to announce in the January packet. Actually, there's a couple of things in January that you guys are going to be happy about. We also are going to be offering a locomotive in lines that you might not think that we would do, some short lines that you've never seen before. So I'm excited about that. And they're not just New England, there's some from all over. Let's see, any other questions? Something humorous. I thought CGW was Chicago's Gone West. Not heard that one. Coaster, are there any Genesis HO scale chassis locomotives planned? For 2024, yes. Off the top of my head, I can't tell you which ones. So you're going to have to keep an eye on our social media. I'm surprised there's a few guys asking for CGW. So you're going to have to get to our Athearn product suggestion line and get that in there. All right, one or two more questions, and I'm going to let you get back to it because I'm sure with the upcoming holidays, you're busy, and any type of time to work on the layout or at the workbench is limited. So I want to, here we go. Paul wants to know, will the UP CA11 cabooses be officially announced soon? Yes, early 2024, we're going to be announcing them. So stay tuned for that. You're not going to have to wait too much longer. John talked a lot about them at the National Train Show. We've actually got a video, an Athearn extra for that. Check that out. A lot of work going into those in both HO and N scale. Williams trains. Will Athearn consider doing an O scale modern freight car? We O scalers need more variety. Not in the immediate future. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but right now our focus is on HO scale, which is still the large percentage of sales for any model railroad manufacturer, followed by N scale, which is becoming a close second. You know, for years, O scale 2-rail was king. Then in the 1950s, you know, right after World War II, and we saw folks moving out into suburbia, HO just kind of took a hold of that. And HO has been king and dominant for years. And for years, HO was the number one, followed by O, followed by N scale. We've kind of seen a change. We've seen N scale kind of creep up, and O scale is becoming a third place. Why? Well, that could be a subject for a show in itself. There's a lot of different reasons. But for right now, no, we're going to concentrate on HO scale and N scale. All right, so if you get the chance, please join me Thursday. That's this Thursday, the 20th at 7 o'clock p.m. We're going to be having a special Athearn Extra. It's a holiday edition, and Tony Cook's going to join me. We're going to talk about Athearn, of course. We're going to talk about the holidays. You know, maybe your layout is something that you even get ready for the holidays, whatever holiday that you celebrate. And you guys are going to be part of the show. Get your images submitted to the Athearn contest email before Wednesday, 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Get those in, because Thursday I'm going to be picking out the best pictures that we're going to show live on the show. And also live on the show, we're going to pick a winner. Now the winner is going to win that boxcar. In fact, I've got it right here at my desk. So that one that we showed you in the video, that's the one you're going to win. So go ahead and get those contest pictures submitted before Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's the 20th. And then join us on the 21st, Thursday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Central for a very special Athearn Extra. I'm sure I can bribe Tony to show us some pictures of Christmases past at the Cook household, and I can guarantee you they have trains. So with that, you've all been a wonderful audience. Thank you for bearing with us with that Microsoft hiccup. Until I see you either on Thursday or the next Train Tuesday, everyone out there, be happy, be healthy, be safe, happy holidays, and above all, high greens. Take care.